the realest, best podcast in the game.
Oh. Bees are not pets.
When would a bee ever be a pet?
No, I just saw that on Twitter.
Why was somebody even say
16 missed calls.
I feel like you got to be a level. You have to have a level of intelligence as an animal to be considered a pet. And insects.
No,
A
you do
level
not.
No, you don't,
Dogs
because
I don't
snakes are
think so.
dumb.
Snakes are not.
No, they're not.
They're
Dogs
not
are
dumb,
dumb.
but
Dogs are very
some dogs are
intelligent.
dumb.
No, like some dogs are very intelligent, but a vast majority of dogs are stupid, and most of the dogs being owned are stupid.
Well, their owners be stupid too, though.
They just need good training.
Training or not, you can't help stupidity.
You really can't. You can't at all. And that's true for animals, people, all that. Because when I tell
IG
you,
models.
that's at
Did
the
you
top
see-
of the list.
Did you see that TikTok I sent you, Drew?
Which one?
I sent it to you too. The one where the fridge was opening and closing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I
That
did.
was bonkers.
It was opening.
It was by itself.
Yeah.
It was
Shorty,
like one of them
his
haunted
daughter was
Jones.
complaining that nobody was playing catch with her, and then like he's on the computer or something. He got headphones on, and all of a sudden you see in the background the fridge is opening and closing. Somebody in the comments was like, her imaginary friend went to go get a drink.
That's hilarious.
No, that's really not even funny, bro.
That's
Like, we gotta move immediately.
Do you think it's possible for you to coexist in a home with malevolent spirits
No.
if like you fully know that they're there?
No, it's
Nope.
not possible for me to coexist.
Nope. Y'all
Therefore,
getting
one of us
casted
got to
out.
go.
Gots to go.
And
not gonna
guess
hold you. I
who
think
has
I
been
could.
trained in gospel gangster
But
techniques?
why
wouldn't-
would you?
No,
though?
I wouldn't want to, but I think like if it was a situation where like it's like live in this home with this malevolent spirit or like live literally on the concrete, I think I could like make the coexisting work.
If that's my only choices,
How?
then yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, right? Just hear me out. I think a large part, especially for malevolent spirits, a large part of the ability to negatively impact your life is in two things. A, the mystery of whether or not this is actually like a spirit or like what is this? Once I know for sure it is a malevolent spirit, that mystery is gone. And then B, like the natural like intrinsic fear that one would have towards that. I just think if I show them that they chose the wrong nigga, like we
They
can
gonna
really,
give up?
like they'll just be like,
This
with
isn't
it.
working.
there's a level
But
of
do you not think
there's a
that they
level of
would-
evil in this home that was here before we got here. Like my boy, he's
But what
a
if they try to
formidable
challenge
foe.
you? Then what?
What
just-
is what
they
do you
can-
mean
they
by
can do
challenge?
Anything short of
Anything.
possessing me, like if they got the possessing
Yeah.
powers and they
shaking
can
your
get in
bed
me,
while you sleep,
then they got it. Because
breaking
at that point
windows.
it's like, but anything short of that, like I really think like I seen this tweet one time where it was a comment on a TikTok, and the TikTok like it was fake, but like the dude's own voice was calling him from the living room.
Oh.
And so, you know, everybody in the comments,
Heck
skinwalker
no.
things or whatever, and somebody
Nope.
was like, somebody had commented like I would have ran out there and like I would have ran to the living room, like ran toward it. And then somebody replied to that comment, yeah, I don't got a skinwalker problem, they got a me problem. Like that's my
Right.
mentality. Like you chose
feel you.
here and now you have to deal with
The
me.
consequences,
Like
yeah.
you thought you was
was
the
finna run this.
maleficent entity in this home.
But it's
no,
not, it's
like
me.
you chose the one person beyond you. Like you got the spiritual
It's
advantage
Pappy.
because you on a spiritual plane. But boy, and don't let you manifest into nothing physical that's not me. There's nothing on this earth that can be demon possessed that I will not knock the dirt out of.
Promise
Nothing.
you.
No one, no being. So let them
Mike
come
Tyson-
into the real
Mike Tyson
world.
Come and be possessed.
Let
I
them
might
come
have
into
to
the
shoot
physical
Cub.
plane and not being me. That's when they really
Do
Do
gonna
demons
over.
die?
No. Can
That's
an
why I
angel-
didn't understand. Well, I mean, I understood, but when Jesus casted out those demons into the pigs and then they ran off the cliff, it's like, well, only the pigs died. The demons still
That's the point.
live.
That's the point. But it's not like they don't go through that and like feel that because they're in the body and they're possessing the body. So that is their body for the moment. So they did die. They just don't go anywhere after they die. If that makes sense.
Well, I asked if they died. You said no.
Demons don't die. They have to die to become a demon. So what is a demon? A demon
hurt
is a
my
disembodied spirit. So what is a disembodied spirit? A disembodied spirit is a spirit that has no home. When we die, we have a spiritual nefesh. That means we have a breath of life that is prescribed for humans. That's what God gave us. Every living thing that God has created has a breath of life, which means once we die, we go back home to Him, which is where our breath of life came from. What happens when a being is created? Yes. What happens when a being gets created that was never intended to be created by God? And ends up walking the earth. They
Like
don't
Mary.
have like who?
Sorry, that was very Mary, the first ever cloned lamb, not Mary.
That is a great distinction.
The first ever successfully cloned lamb was named Mary. That's
It's
what
so
I was
funny.
thinking when I
It's
said
so
that.
funny because in my head, like I heard you say like Mary, but in my head I'm like he can't be talking about
yeah, not
the
her.
Mary. So I'm like, wait,
I was about to say, what'd she do to you?
that's actually hilarious.
But no, I was talking
yes.
about the lamb or sheep, whichever one it was.
Just like the cloned lamb Mary, just like the pig human embryo that I read about in
Excuse me?
2015. Like there, you know what I'm saying? Like there's been beings that have walked this earth that were not intended to be created by God. So what happens when they die? Their spirit has nowhere to go. So what does it do? It roams the earth because it can't go nowhere. And also it had a body once, so it knows what it's like to sleep, eat, have relations, fight when you're drunk, you know, do all those lovely things when you're
You know his
alive.
whole biography, don't you?
So
Okay,
they-
but those are animals though. So what
No,
would be-
no. Those are people. Those are demons. Those. I'm talking about things from like biblical times. Why
like
did God
the
send the flood?
Nephilim?
Yes.
Okay, that
And
makes sense. I thought you were talking about the pigs.
No,
I mean,
no.
the
I'm just
lamb.
giving
like,
examples of things that aren't supposed to
I don't
exist.
think they lost.
But like,
Or-
no, the pigs
Yeah.
themselves, no. The pigs were just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
vessels
yeah.
so they can be like, because just like we have rules that we are bound to, I'm sure that physical plane also has rules that they're bound to.
Thank you,
Just like-
Felicia.
shout out to you. I don't know what you just did, but
Yeah,
shout
I
out
don't
to
know
you.
what you did,
She
Felicia.
said that our convo is very deep and interesting.
Shout out
Thanks,
to
Felicia.
you. We tried
If
to
you're
Appreciate that,
wondering
Felicia.
why I got bottles,
Yes.
A
Let the people
a bottle,
know. Dang, you the hating one in this. It's 12 niggas over there.
another one on top.
and they got one
It's
bottle.
12 niggas and they bought one Don Julio bottle. It's giving
Bro.
money not long.
And
It's
these
not,
little behind water bottles. What am I doing with this? Or what am I doing with this?
how many ounces? It's
Sit.
8
I'm
ounces.
done.
I don't know even.
But yeah, like at one point in time, you know, the earth, the reason why God sent the flood is because literally, I was about to say Moses, Noah, his 4 sons were the only 4 living humans on earth anymore. Everybody else has had their genome corrupted. And what happens when you corrupt your genome enough to where your temple is no longer what God intended it to be? No, you
Probably
just
powers.
don't. Pretty much, honestly, if you think about
Powers?
it.
Yeah, like magic powers. Like I'm sure there was.
But not in a good way though, because
yeah, I ain't say that
the
was
spirit of the
good.
Lord no longer can dwell within your body. So what do you think of? Only evil.
Okay, but the power ain't evil. It's the being with the power. You coming for powers. I'm just saying the powers in and of
That
themselves.
reminds me of when Anakin was talking to Ugly Face Man, and he was like, "Where can I learn this power?" He was like, "Not from no
with the
Jedi."
That's a fact.
Say you can't get that malice in your heart over there with the positive.
That's a fact. Them
Baby,
Jedi's
you gotta
You
teaching-
know, you gotta
You
be
gotta
real
kill some
angry
kids
to
over
good
here.
kids.
That man said,
Yeah.
you gotta go kill some kids
I
over
say
here,
yes.
son. Huh? Wait, what?
What they do?
gotta
They ain't do nothing.
Wait,
I
what?
don't think you gotta be angry. I just really think you gotta like, man.
Wait, what
maybe
happened?
it's
You
because
say you gotta be real angry to kill kids.
Not really, no.
I feel like
You just have to be
I would
crazy.
have to be really angry.
I think
Me too.
I
Like,
think
beyond
really
anger,
crazy.
Like
I don't-
just.
I don't
like-
think it takes that much anger to kill anybody. I think you just have to be willing to do it and not care about what the consequences is. And you have to be crazy in order for that to happen.
And honestly, not caring about the consequences isn't even really like a true prerequisite because that only takes for the time being of the action. Like
Right.
shooting someone, you know, now we have guns. Like that's really fast. And like,
Yeah.
you know how many
Right.
times like for 4 seconds I've not cared about anything. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can name so many 4-second blocks
Auntie.
of time.
Auntie,
Clearly my phone's not charging because that's a low battery message.
Is the chart? Is the lightning symbol on?
16 missed calls.
You gotta,
Does it actually say that?
yeah.
Is the lightning thing lightning?
You gotta go all the way down.
Okay, what percent am I on? Yeah, well, I gave it to you on 34.
Like, how's
What was that?
what's going on?
Okay. No, you're just scrolling through notifications. Swipe from the all the way from the bottom back up. No, all the way from the bottom.
Under the screen, Auntie. Yeah,
There you go.
Oh man.
Lord have mercy.
Clearly,
The reason we
Yeah.
got a bottle
Because I think I'm cut off.
and the cups full of champagne is because
second.
we celebrating our third anniversary.
Third
Game.
anniversary.
I gotta lean into the live drum.
That's why we live right now.
Yeah.
So if you're tuning in, we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I'm running out of stuff to say, so I'm gonna pass it to Emmanuel, who's very good at this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? As he said, you know, it's 3rd-year anniversary. We've been doing this for a minute now.
Who's that last No, go ahead. I was thinking out loud.
We
Who were you?
you know what I mean? We'll do some reminiscing, you know, about you know, us getting to this point or whatever, and you know, of course, what's to come or whatever. But we don't want the episode, you know what I mean, to be, you know, completely tied to that one subject matter. But we do want to take the time to
Because there's
acknowledge
some things going on.
acknowledge ourselves, acknowledge, you know what I mean, the visionary behind this all, Amber Lyons, acknowledge, you know what I mean, Chateau
you.
Thomas, the studio that we allowed to record at, you know what I mean.
sorry for that, boy.
All of these things that you know, have allowed us to be going 3 years strong, you know.
Sauce Gardner, you going to the Jets?
Our first you know, podcast was the Marathon Continues. That was back in 2019, 18.
R.I.P. Pop Smoke.
Because it was 3 years when you
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Kobe.
You know what I mean? And since then, you know, we've
R.I.P. Betty White.
Dang, I forgot she died.
yeah, she really did this time. Shout out Zach Fox.
Facts, yes. When she coming, I know it's coming. When she died, I know it's coming though.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
was so terrible.
We you know, we've been holding
That
it
was
down.
funny though.
And for anybody who don't know, whether you in this live or tuning in or whatever the case may be, you will know by the time I'm done saying these very words. Welcome to the YSO Podcast, a podcast for the youth, by the youth, being a voice
Christian,
of
it's
the
like
youth,
your second
by
refill.
giving a voice
It's
to
my
the
first.
youth.
Tell me when to stop.
You know what I mean? And we really are what we say we are, man. We
left?
we are
Oh, okay.
we are people who you know what I mean, give our perspective, but also, you know what I mean, tap into the perspectives of our generations, of our age range. And you know what I mean, a lot of the times I know a lot of the people that have, you know, tuned into our work and seen an episode or even just a clip, often
Very.
often tell me that a lot of times there are things that they're thinking or feeling that one of us will articulate in a way that they probably couldn't have articulated themselves. And that's kind of all we look to do and be. We can only speak from our thoughts and perspectives and opinions and know-how and whatnot. But once again, we're four individuals with similarities, differences, varied knowledges and expertise and priorities, and all those things kind of serve as an amalgamation of what, you know, our generations kind of bring to the table, if you will. And that's what YSO is about, and that's what we've always been about. If you in the live right now, as you see, we are live on Instagram celebrating our
10
3rd year
viewers.
anniversary, you know what I mean? Tap in, comment with us, you know what I mean?
Go like, comment, subscribe every video we got on the YouTube.
Absolutely.
It's
Go
free.
subscribe to the YouTube Youth Speak Out
Definitely not on the
podcast.
camera.
Click the notification bell once again.
I want to give a round of applause to E and Ashton. They held it down for us at the movie premiere. What's the movie called?
What Death Do We Part, The Revenge.
Yes.
Boy, I thought you was
They
about to
held
say,
it
what
down
happened
on
to
the
her?
red carpet as hosts.
Appreciate it.
I could
Yes.
not be there. I was bettering the youth as a basketball coach. It's for me.
I'm dead.
No, but if you accept it, my followers can see I'm on live and they'll come in. But yeah, so I wanted to give a shout out to them for holding it down for us. Andrew was having car troubles. I was, where was I? In Marietta. Oh wow, that's loud.
You gotta mute yourself, son. Or put your
Mute.
AirPod in or something.
Boom. I just muted myself. We good?
You should be.
So yeah, yeah, so I just wanted to give it up to them for holding it down for the YSO podcast team and being our representatives. I know they held it down and they did their thing.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Shout out to y'all, because I know y'all was working hard.
It was a time.
Know y'all was working hard.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Homie was wrong for wearing that. Never mind.
Yeah, don't get out on camera.
Never mind.
Please don't do that.
Everybody looked beautiful though.
Hey.
How was the movie?
It was how
Why did it get?
Jesus, hold on. I wasn't expecting you to ask me, so then I was like, wait, what? So then I'm like trying to assess what I thought. Then I'm like looking to see if one of them already had an answer prepared.
I had an answer prepared for that question.
I'm dead. You know what I mean? It was a solid independent film, made completely independently.
So they ain't had no budget.
Well, I don't know if they had a budget.
I'm just saying,
not
like, you know how some people have like a $3,000 budget or a $4,000 budget.
I don't know what they.
I don't know what the budget was.
If they had no budget, that's a good thing.
But when I say
money's not an issue.
When I say like, you know, there are independent movies like
what's good,
that
Sam?
you like
go to bed. Sorry.
That you like see and like there's clearly a level of like, oh, like for an independent, like this isn't like a large scale production, but it also
how
doesn't
you wave
look
at
like
people.
You
gotta be. You have to be the one that's on live.
Oh,
sorry, what was I saying? But yeah, then you'll see independent movies where it's like, yeah, this isn't like a Marvel film, but this also isn't like something that the homies made like it in the backyard. You know what I mean? Like it lives in this liminal space, and a lot of those independent films have like, unbeknownst to the people watching it, like a $10,000 or $15,000 budget from some sponsor or some independent production studio, things of that nature. So when I'm saying real independent, I mean like this is like grassroots, like very one-to-one, like personal connection. Oh, someone that I know and I'm making a film. You know what I mean? Is seeding into this. These people are in this. I don't know if they were paid or not, whatever the case may be, but like real independent, real from
how
the
you scroll
from the.
What
you asking questions that I feel like you should know the answer
to. Regular questions like
exactly
that you should know the answer to these.
I've never been on live before.
Well, it's definitely not letting you scroll.
Exactly.
I don't ever go live on Instagram, so I don't know.
If you can't scroll, that means there's nothing to scroll.
No,
there's people in here.
Up there, but
we got 11 viewers.
I mean, if you just scrolling to see who joined, are you scrolling to see comments?
No,
because you should be able to scroll. If it's just the people who joined, you won't be able to see it.
Hey, so what's it mean that what's his face bought Twitter?
It means that he bought Twitter.
But why?
Because he could and he wanted to.
For 44 billion?
Yeah.
He probably could have ended world hunger with that.
He definitely could have.
Probably.
Then again, he did say that if they devise up a plan to do it, I'll put the money up.
Because they gave him a plan.
They did.
They did?
Yep.
It wasn't to end world hunger. It was to significantly
change it.
It was take.
What?
You gonna kick me out? I don't know how to leave.
Just leave.
Close the.
Yeah.
Oh, leave.
Or you?
Say the word leave should be there.
This is
it was a plan to like that would like significantly like take a, like, it wasn't like, oh, this will end world hunger, but it was gonna make like a significant dent in it, and it was like not even just like very general. It was like 60 or 600 million, one or the other, like people who are like at this moment, if they didn't have this money, able to do these specific things for these people, like these people will die of starvation without question. And they gave him that plan, and he was like, yeah.
That's a lot of money. $44 billion for an app.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder what's his plan to get his money back.
He
Probably
let it run.
He even cares.
Just
I
let
think
it
he just
run.
wanted to.
So
buy
that
Twitter.
makes was what's his face still a shareholder? Because he's still on Twitter, right?
With Jack?
Yeah.
I don't think he was like the primary shareholder.
Oh, I mean, but 44 Bs. I mean, he got him a couple of them, I'm sure.
Maybe, but all I know is white people could say the N-word again and not be banned. So,
Was there ever a time where they could get banned for that?
For saying that?
yeah, there was like
On Twitter?
yes.
Not on my Twitter.
My bad. Sorry.
Well, I don't know.
I don't want to say banned.
I also want to
like,
find like different avenues of Twitter. I'm always on Black Twitter, NBA Twitter, and
I don't want to be nowhere outside the Twitters that I'm on.
I want to
I
be
was gonna say,
like
well,
in
why?
farmer Twitter or like.
I fell into.
Farmer
exist.
Twitter.
How do you know?
It probably does.
It probably
it's just probably
does,
very
but it's
niche.
probably farmer influencers, like not farmers. You know what I mean?
Well, Black Twitter has black influencers too.
Yeah, but also it has people like us. Who
Twitter
just
honeys
own
are
it.
IG models.
They're the same thing.
No, they're
Just
not.
different shapes.
I don't think there's.
They're not the
No.
same.
They're not the same.
But
It's like
Twitter honey
meatballs
has
and hamburgers, bro. Same thing, different
Twitter
shapes.
No.
No.
Same
And
thing.
also
Very
meatballs,
different
meatballs and
things.
hamburgers literally don't even taste the same.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Like, even
different
if you
shapes,
made it
man.
with the same meat, it's
you just
not even
season
gonna
that
taste the
joint
same.
That's a
differently.
fact.
Throw that joint on the,
But
the heat.
Twitter
and
honeys has
whatever.
evolved now because like I don't know. To me, all the Twitter honeys are just OF girls now.
Yes, they are.
So
Absolutely, yeah. Mhm.
That's really asking me OF girls or IG models, and then a lot of the IG models are like OF girls, just like on a tamer side in comparison
It's like
to the
them little
Twitter
circles
OF girls.
where
'cause
where
the
it
Twitter
intersects
OF
in the
girls-
middle.
A Venn
And
diagram.
a
Venn diagram.
Yes, and it's OF in the middle, and then you got Twitter honeys and IG models.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah. That's pretty
That is very
accurate.
true. A lot of the OF girls are getting pregnant, and I'm like,
How's that gonna work?
y'all are
I'm
mad.
sure there are some.
I wonder if they know
People
the
Oh no,
know
they
facts.
still,
They
because
wanna see
that's a
that.
big market. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
That's
like,
disgusting.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
I just feel like you could have been more like
Hey, y'all seen what's her
diligent
name
in
made
your
like
personal
50
life.
million off her OnlyFans?
bad baby.
52 million specifically.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that blew my mind.
Like y'all are disgusting.
I don't even
So
know,
did
but she
Ruby.
might not even be posting sexual stuff on her OnlyFans. She
She's
just
not.
posts exclusive pictures.
But it doesn't
I'm not gonna
matter.
hold-
Like,
I
why
heard-
are you
I heard it's
buying
not
that?
like, how they how
I
they
looked
going,
at it.
but
It ain't nothing.
but I heard,
Bootleg.
I heard she be in the
Reddit.
lingeries and such.
Man,
How
that's
did you
it.
end up there?
I don't know.
Swipe
Just
back
swipe it
up.
up.
Okay, well
Just
turn
swipe.
it off low power mode first.
The bottom thing that's highlighted. Click
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
All right, and
Now,
slide
actually, you can
down.
just tap anywhere where you see a space. Just tap. There you go.
Won't he
I
do
didn't
it?
even know that part.
You learn something new every day.
But yeah,
I don't know. I
Firma-
just thought
Yeah, fine.
Elon
A
buying
Firma
Twitter
was
was
like,
like
yo.
significant in our world, but I guess not.
How
Don't
did you just go
nothing
back
that
to
rich
Twitter? We
white
was just talking
people
about
do.
Bad baby.
Well, you know, we jump from topic to topic. We
You
started.
jump.
You
I
jump
do.
back. Yeah.
I get that
And
from
you
my
interrupt
mom.
They
everybody.
on your head about it.
I get
They
it from my
said,
mom.
You do the
No,
jump. Oh
I just
my
interrupt you.
No, you interrupted him twice.
I did.
With questions about stuff you should know the answer to.
My
How I
bad.
scroll.
Well, actually, I wasn't. I was asking Ashton. I wasn't.
You
like,
still interrupted. He was talking and then you
my
spoke
apologies.
We know that's your thing.
I
That's
do
you.
I do
do that every
think that Elon buying
episode.
Twitter is funny. Not because it really matters, but solely because to me it creates such like this new chapter or a new tab in this Elon Musk anthology, if you will, that like to this day I just feel like Elon Musk is like found a way. I don't know. He's got the greatest PR team in the game. He's found a way to come across as this very like personable, cool,
For the
down
people
to
type
earth,
of
for the
person.
people kind of billionaire, and he's just not.
Not.
Not at all. I have never gotten that. I feel like he comes across that way to white people. I've never felt that way
I
about
done
Elon
seen
Musk.
some black people do some caping for him on Twitter. Now, granted, they also the type of black people
That's
who
got to
like
be business Twitter.
nah. They it's just like
Yeah.
they the type of black people who like they not like conservative, but they make fun of liberals. And so it's like, well, what are you? And then they be like, I don't align with the political party, but like they only make fun of liberals. They don't make fun of conservatives. I seen them type of black people do a lot of caping for him, and especially back when people was talking about, you know, how, you know, his empire is, you know, people were kind of trying to make it seem like him, in contrast to many other billionaires, like he had this unstained kind of
Right.
thing, and people were then, you know, like, no, the Emerald Mines, his pops, this, that, and the third, and people's like, his dad didn't give him no money, he ain't have no relationship, he got it out the mud, straight from the bottoms.
Cap.
It was a lot of that.
Nobody that rich got it out the mud. I can tell you that.
Cap.
What did he do to attain his wealth?
He did some
Family
crazy
probably
stuff to
owns
get
slaves.
Tesla.
He's
I
done
know
a lot
that.
of buying things that other people
Yeah.
like were making.
Tesla wasn't his idea.
No.
It was already in existence.
He
finessed his way in there.
He literally finessed his way
He
in
made
there.
it lit
Somehow,
though,
some
'cause I didn't know
way
who
he got.
Tesla was until Elon.
I honestly
He, like, sued
did not
the
know
owners
who
out of
Elon
it.
Musk was until I heard it in a Lil Uzi song.
Are you
I know that's
serious?
really yeah.
How did Elon
Yeah,
Musk?
exactly.
That's
I said,
hilarious.
who was Elon Musk?
That's hilarious.
Now-
That song put you on.
When he first said it, I was like, "Is this a building?"
Because it do sound like it could be one
that's
too.
that's
What
a
is
crazy
that? I thought it was
building
like a
named
building in
Elon
Africa or
Musk.
something. I said, "Oh, this is a man."
Y'all going to the
Okay.
Elon Musk hotel,
Yeah,
bro?
like,
that
I thought it
That
was
sounds
a
like a
place.
luxurious
It's
experience.
coming.
That's how
Yeah.
they Saint
It's
Tropez,
coming.
bro.
Just how they got
That's
the
hilarious.
Trump tower. What's it? The Trump Towers? or-
Yeah.
I imagine the Elon Musk hotel being like some futuristic thing.
For sure. It's
I feel like
probably
he would
gonna be
have
in
one
the
of those
metaverse.
that's like where it's like underwater.
Ooh.
Like I feel like he would just be something really extra, like something ridiculous.
I
I picture it
I
in
could
like
see something
smack dab
extra,
in
too.
like something like New York City.
I feel like
Yeah.
I could
he's racist.
imagine it being on an island.
Wasn't
but like,
black people
it's the
being
only
mistreated?
thing. It's like
no.
Yeah.
it's like an airport
Yeah.
and the hotel. Like,
Right.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
like this is.
But
so
like the hotel
unnecessary.
is like it's the main hotel, but then there's like buildings that branch off from it, and it's just like a giant area of it's a giant hotel, and then it's like a shopping mall area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Kind
then-
of like
but it's
how
all
like
attached to
how
the hotel.
Caesars looks on the strip. Like you know, there
Yeah.
are other
Yeah.
hotels. Where it's like you see Caesars.
Yeah.
And then just all of this other
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Exactly like
Exactly.
What are they gonna do with Epstein's Island? Are they gonna like?
that. Somebody bought it.
Who bought it?
I don't
would you wanna
remember.
buy that island?
Somebody bought it.
That's so terrible.
Because they I think they said something about like they can't
Is Shorty
tear
still
it down
alive?
because of some
Elaine,
technicality.
yeah.
So
Is she in jail?
you see,
Yeah.
Jelaine, she was found guilty.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He,
I was
he
just
asked
making
if she was
sure
still alive, and
If
I
she
said,
was still
yeah.
alive. I want her to tell it all.
She not gonna
She
do
not
that
gonna do
because
that.
she's gonna die.
I don't want her to tell it all at all.
I
I
don't
do.
either.
Man, I gotta listen to somebody.
Yeah, I was about to say you'd be very disappointed
Come
because
on,
I'm
man.
pretty sure you talking about telling it all. Oh nah, you have nobody to entertain you anymore.
Put somebody on the airwaves. All right. At this point, I'm like, hold on now.
I don't think Cole was involved, so he'd be safe. True.
That man said, I gotta check
I'd be all right. Yeah, I'd be all right with just that. I feel like Dreamville is far removed.
I listen
from
to
it.
more artists now than I ever have, like ever in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I find
I listen to
myself
the least
listening to
amount
the
at
same
this point.
things over it. Like I'm still on D-Day. I've been listening to Push a little bit, but I always just find
That Push
myself
album was
going back
amazing.
to Stick.
I think
Stick.
I find myself
I listened to that
discovering artists
days.
at a much more rapid rate than I ever have.
Probably.
Really?
Yeah, like, and I'm also like, I guess I'm just more willing to give people a chance. Like earlier this week
I'm
on
not.
Twitter, I saw someone like complimenting an album cover, and I was like, this album cover is amazing. And so then I click on the tweet. The first reply is whose album it is. It's Topaz Jones, who I've never listened to a day in my life, and it's his album called Don't Go Telling Your Mama. And I was like, I like that title, I like this cover, so I'm gonna listen to it, and it's good. So now it's like, am I a fan of him? No, but that album's
a
in my
fan of the
rotation.
album? Yeah.
The same thing happened last week with Red Veil's album Learn to Swim. I like just kept seeing it on my Twitter, and I was just like, let me go listen to this because I like the cover, and Learn to Swim sounds cool. That kid can rap his behind off. So who
Tap him.
Who requesting?
Oh, tap him.
bring
Pull him through.
Bring him in.
Hey, we didn't intro either.
Yes, we did. Oh wow, I made
We
the
did,
intro.
and
and
we
I
stopped.
made the intro. Yeah, about the anniversary. I didn't do an actual intro.
If y'all don't know who we are by now, I don't know what else
Come
to say.
on.
Oh, man,
Exactly.
it is.
Gang.
Actually. You gotta
Bring 'em
keep
in.
cooking.
Gang, gang, gang. That's who we are.
Did you click cancel? Okay, there you go.
You got a haircut?
Yo.
Boy, you
Bro.
hideous. Boy, I'm on your. No, I'm playing.
Good lord, the
Boy,
criticism.
he came on here and forehead
What
was
am I about to be on?
glistening. Forehead glistening.
Oh my god.
that boy fresh out the shower. Clean.
What?
Fresh lathered and you know what I'm saying? You know you got lotion when you get out the shower.
Wait a minute.
What? First
Y'all
of
be
all,
getting out the shower just be ashy in the crib?
yeah. If I'm not going
Boy
anywhere,
put his grill in. He
Absolutely.
got his earrings
You don't
in.
moisturize?
not if I'm not going anywhere. No.
What? Yeah, I would feel
I'm gonna be
dry.
honest. I've always been on the better side of ashiness my whole life.
Nah.
Like
you
I
see
just,
how dark my
it
skin
takes
is.
a lot for me to get ashy, so I've never really
It takes nothing but water.
had much of a problem.
Small amounts of liquid. And
And-
boy.
Oxygen. So you always ashy?
This man is distressed.
That boy's skin brittle. Ty, you know it's the 3-year anniversary, so why don't you, you know what I mean, as somebody who supports the podcast, who taps in, tunes in, what's a memory over this time span of us as YSO that sticks with you, whether it's an episode, a specific quote, or a moment, whatever, a conversation? What's one memory that you think of when you think of YSO? Okay.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Almost every day. Why are you in that many DMs,
Maybe you need
brother?
to slow down a
Nah,
little bit.
for real.
The more you shoot, the more chance you have of making the shot.
But the
Okay,
more
JR.
you also get rejected. Like,
This
I
Will
don't think
Barton
y'all
thought
understand that
process.
part.
Out here.
Like, I don't want to get rejected 1,000 times just to have
Shoot
somebody
until
say
you
one.
make it, and then keep shooting till you miss.
What if I don't make 2 in a row? Now I made one. Cool. I'm saying, like, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
You gotta have the emotional bandwidth. I will
don't.
say,
Not no more.
I will say that when you've been curved or rejected in very creative ways, after a while, regular ones don't really they don't do much.
They just dust it off.
Again, I've said on this show ways. I mean, I've been
This is what y'all
rejected
go
in
through?
such.
Yes.
Very sad.
Yes.
I've been rejected in such
male experience
massive
is completely
ways that I
different
just
from
be
the
like,
fans, bro.
if I was to try and slide and somebody was just like, no, I'm not interested, that's very lit, you know? What was that? I done said them before.
Yeah, he's definitely
I done
said them
them
before.
Yeah.
The worst one was when I didn't even want to holler at this girl. The homies it was basically
Yeah.
one of those go hop down.
Go do
and she
it.
was like, effectively, like, what made you think like this? How did you think this was gonna go? Like, what
Yeah.
made you
That
think
is
that you were gonna
awful.
successfully?
So disrespectful.
Like, she was look at you, look at me, and really, and I was just like, all right, that's cool. And then again, the thing that made me upset, I didn't express this because I hate to get rejected, then start ragging on them dudes, and that's what all my homies were growing up. So I was always the one who got rejected. And I was just like, you have a great rest of your day. And he was like, yeah, go on, bozo. I'm like, I was polite to you, and you're at my neck, New York women. But anyways. But yeah, the reason I
think
was
women
upset
now
was
can
because
do
she
that.
wasn't fly. Like, she couldn't
they
dress
can.
for nothing.
Dude,
Well,
can't do
they're
what?
scared.
Scared of what?
Like there's not. I don't think.
Bro, a girl told me the other day, I had just walked up to her to ask her name. And she looked at me and was like, what? I was just like, I just came to introduce myself to you. She's like, I'm not interested. To what? I was just like,
I was supposed to know that from across the room.
I was like, bro, you don't gotta yell at me, my dude. Like,
it just be like, when you're not in the mood for it, it's just like, bro, just leave me alone.
Okay, but I didn't do anything besides walk up to her and say, excuse me. And then say,
I'm not saying
I
she
came
gotta
to
be
introduce
rude,
myself.
But I absolutely understand the feeling at the same time of being like, bro.
I mean,
like, I don't want
yeah, you
any
could
nigga
be
to come
having
talk
a
to me
bad
right
day,
now.
and you could
not
be
even a bad day.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
You could be not in the mood to be talked to by anybody.
Yeah.
I understand that, and if
But another
regardless
thing-
of you're not, I
another
get it.
thing
But you
is
didn't
that-
have to be rude to me. Like,
And
that's it.
I
to
agree on the
speak to
rudeness
the
part.
rudeness, it's like there was no way for me to know from across the room that you didn't want to be spoken to right now. So I can only learn that when you first communicated to me. So when the first time you communicated to me, it's with all of this charged energy, like I did something prior to this exact moment. I'm like, did I piss in your Oreos in 3rd grade and forget? And now you like, this is your spin the block moment. Why
Right,
are
like,
you?
this your revenge?
Why
Like-
are you doing me so
have we met
crazy?
before?
Like,
Yeah.
You know me? Like, what I do, bro?
That's a fact.
Right, bro.
Sometimes it really is like that. Like, put it in perspective for a moment. Like,
you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know what I was going through at that moment. Like, you don't know how much it took me to work up the courage to come talk to you. It didn't take much. I was just coming up to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like this is me for real, but like I'm just saying like you never know, bro. Sometimes some people be fighting with stuff in their mind.
Man,
they've been saying I'm gonna talk to somebody today and I'm gonna just do it.
I'm
just
gonna
because
make
I gotta
one
get
friend
myself
today.
out my box.
You know what I mean? Get myself out this rut.
And then they talk to somebody, and that person just treats them like they not a person for real, and they got feelings.
Hey.
It's like, bro, dang, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I go. But like, I wasn't even.
I gotta say, I teeter. Sometimes I'm mean, sometimes I'm nice.
What if I was in a warehouse?
You've gotten come at in a way that you've had to be both of those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't ever in my life approach people in a way that I wouldn't want to be approached.
Right.
Like I'm not going, like even if you are walking fast and I'm trying to get your attention, I'm gonna say something with diction. Like I'm gonna say, excuse me.
I'm not gonna lie.
In this color shirt, like, or like, excuse me, person that I don't know your name, so I'm trying to get you to understand that I'm talking to you. I'm just doing it in a respectful way.
I'm not gonna hold you. I done seen a lot of game get macked down, stranger to stranger, and wildest intro I ever seen was as she walked by. He goes, "You fat butt,"
And it worked.
and he bagged.
He had to be fine. There's no way.
No, but you can. It's not even how he dressed either, and it's true. You can look at him and tell he got money.
Yeah, you scamming.
And he wasn't scamming. He just used to sell everything under the sun. And
Yo, fat butt.
like you could just look at him. It's not. Yeah, her butt was very fat. That's why he said, "Yo, fat butt," and it worked. He hopped down successfully or whatever.
And I
just remember just being like, this is really happening right in front of me. Like, and I was like, I was a whippersnapper too. So I'm like,
not a whippersnapper.
You said what? She didn't gotta have a fat one, did she?
You fat butt. That might really be a crazy line for a girl without a butt though.
Right. Amber Alert.
Yeah, I got it.
It was a Snellville. I was at work though, so I couldn't do it.
I turned my Amber Alerts off in 9th grade.
Wow.
You are a terrible individual.
We don't care about none of them children.
Bro, once I found out you could do it, I said, I could do this?
I think one of the craziest things about Amber Alerts specifically is that, like, even if I want to help, bro, I'm not going to remember this information.
At all. I'm not.
Black Jeep Cherokee with a green stripe, license plate XYP
right
429X.
Now I got to be on the lookout.
Oh, that's the car. It's gone.
Well, even if I see it, I'm going to be like, nah. Like, I'm going to tell myself that's not the one from
right.
Because I don't remember all these details. So I don't know my license plate.
I'm not going to be thinking about it. I'm not going to be on my lunch break like, where is, keep my eye out for a green Sonata with the, license plate number XXX5769.
That's the energy they want you
know what I'm saying?
On.
Like, I got to be vigilant on the way to get this beef patty from Golden Crust. I can't.
That's why
can't get distracted. Can't get distracted.
Facts, yeah. That RDC skit for real. Like, they want you to mobilize that moment.
We got to get the baby. Come on. Yo, why do they hit every time? If there's like,
who else in here?
If anybody like actually needs funding to write something, give it to Mark Phillips. That boy need it.
Who else? Who else in the live? Producer in the.
We got Amore.
It's 9/11.
We got Big Leah.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Big Leah.
My cousin Ndola is in here.
And Ndola.
Gang.
Of course, we got Gutai. He's in here with us. We got Amir.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It would be.
Trillia for president.
I don't know who that is.
You running for president?
We got the real.
Thank you for
David.
tuning in. Not to be confused with the fake one.
And we got that boy Josh.
Shout out my boy
Mel
Josh.
Tough, Melly Tough, Juicy Red.
All right.
Red.
Okay.
It's
a pretty provocative name right there.
Might have to see who that is.
Because still in here now, but Sun Kissed Curls.
No, they're not in here no more.
Donnie Vibes, Fatima, Vanessa, Sam Gailey,
Gailey.
Linda Platt, Lisa Light, Yvette,
I feel like
Brenda,
there we go. Get some pace
Jordan,
behind it. It was taking a while.
F. Productions, Dawn Thompson, Naquana Thomas. I don't know if she's still on here. The Mako Girls was in here. Michael Ochoa.
Nah, I'm about to search it. Who is this juicy red kid?
Who is Juicy Red?
Ken X.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
Oh, that's my friend.
Yeah, I think I said Be Delight.
All right. Yeah.
Delicious.
We want to show mad appreciation to everybody tuned into the live. You already know what it is, man.
Yes, sir.
gang.
And appreciate Goof Ty for checking in, tapping in, and
Sir,
tuning in with us. Been a supporter of the pod from day one, man. Mad love. Appreciate you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
For
For
sure.
sure. Love you, my
See you.
boy.
Thank
Stay
you,
safe.
Ty.
Next time.
Now I got a pretty interesting question for y'all, cause I've been seeing I've let me preface, well, not preface, but I've been seeing a lot of these very specific interactions happen on all social medias recently, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok mainly, and it's made me wonder, I guess, how each person's initial reaction to this is. So, how do you all, I guess, feel about expressing something, whatever it is, right? But something like opinion based, and then someone that you do not know, like telling you or giving you some type of contextual information to try and like allude to the fact that you're wrong for having that opinion, or explicitly stating you shouldn't have that opinion based on this like contextual information.
I probably wouldn't reply because I wasn't talking to you.
Like, how
I
do
need
I
an
feel about people
example,
trying
like-
to change my opinion on things, or how do I feel about giving information to people
I
when
guess
somebody makes a statement?
specifically the interaction of making a statement into the void of social media, and someone who you don't know and doesn't follow you, I guess,
Some
should
random
also,
person
a
coming
random
in,
person who doesn't
popping
know
up
you
in
and
your
doesn't follow
mentions.
you, popping up and replying in your mentions, whatever, DMs, whatever, and just being like, here's the, like this blurb or piece of information that is why you're wrong.
When it comes to
guess-
opinions,
And something that's clearly like, it can't be fact based. It's
I
something
feel
clearly
like-
opinion.
you're an idiot.
I feel like
Because for the
you
most
like
part,
to kind of I've seen you in your Twitter days of coming up.
no.
yeah, he
So
used to
you like
he
to
used to
follow
reply to everything.
Yeah, he did used to
But
be a
you-
replier.
And let me tell you why I used to be a replier. Because when I started Twitter, that's what Twitter was. Literally, everything was jokes. The whole point was interact with the people you follow. That's literally what Twitter was for me until Trayvon Martin died. So that was my that's how I operated on the app. And then it became a social justice war. And then I started to become
Switched up real fast.
and then I had to
Yeah.
start defending myself because I'm making jokes and people are not in that mindset
Right.
like I am, because 2011, 2012, 2013, all it was jokes. And I literally have nights from my childhood where I can remember feeling like the most joy in my life because all of my friends are on Twitter right now and we're all joking about the same thing that just happened 10 minutes ago. So the timeline was a closed loop. You know what I'm saying? It's my timeline and your timeline will look nothing the same because there are no retweets. It's literally only tweets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I come from the era where you could change people's tweets.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you retweeted,
Yep.
it was quotes.
Yeah.
And we would take your tweet and purposely make you say something that you did not say
sure.
and make it the whole leftist thing ever. And it's the funniest. It was just funny. So that's why I was interacting with people. Eventually I just got over it because I'm like, these people are stupid. And I'm having conversations with people who are opinionated, but are only opinionated because they have this glass of a phone in between me and them. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting to the point where it's just I don't even get to the point where I click to reply to stuff anymore. I just look at them. It's one of I'm like, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny, another one of them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get. But I'm not I don't I definitely used to be like that because my dad is like that. I used to just try to correct people because it always came from a place of love. Like, it was never like, oh, I'm telling this person they're wrong because I feel like I'm right. Like, no, I don't want you to go out saying that to somebody else and then they call you stupid because you're my friend. So, like, I want you to, because you're intelligent and I know you're intelligent. So let me help you speak intelligently.
Which is also that's a wild sentence.
And it was a wild sentence. It was a wild sentence. But as a kid, like, that's my thought process. Like, it's not. I'm not like that's wrong. Like, it's like, that's wrong, right? And it's like I just did that a lot. So people are just like, you always think you know everything. I'm like, no, bro, I don't. I know I don't know everything.
And so again,
don't look at me like that.
And whereas like,
oh my god, I hate you.
Whereas that's one experience. There's like this other, I guess, experience when, in like I said, in this instance of situations where like
you are much better.
It's not people who know you, and it's based in
people
opinions.
Let them crash and burn.
Which I think like are the two things that kind of, when I've seen these interactions, I'm always just like, not because knowing you don't know who this person is.
I've been trying. It's just when I lean back, I be trying.
Knowing that you don't know who this person is. I get any closer
to her, I'm gonna look like I'm putting my arm around her, and I'm not. I'm just trying to relax.
Nobody
I
cares.
think the people understand.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Some girl saw me like something the other day and thought I was gay.
What?
Bro.
What?
Remember how you said folks will look at your Twitter and be like, this is something that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw a tweet and I was like, this is wild, and I liked it. But the tweet, and it was crazy. Let me tell you, it was crazy. So, mind you, it was crazy. And then my homie texted me, he's like, well, bro, why so-and-so just text me asking me if you was gay? I was like, for what?
What is the tweet?
The tweet said, oh, what did the tweet say? Okay, it was a girl tweeting, and it was like, it was something like, I love when my boyfriend does it to me in the back door, because it reminds him of something. It reminds him of hitting men or something like that. Something along those lines. Like, I like when my boyfriend hits me from the back because he be hitting me like something along those lines. I was like, this is wild. I need other people to see this, and I clicked it, and I clicked the like. Like I said, like, most of the time, if something ends up on my timeline, it's either funny, and I'm like, other people need to see this, or I'm like, this is wild, and other people need to see this.
Right.
So, like, my homie hit me up, and I was just like, he hit me up, and he was just like,
what is happening?
I'm trying to get comfortable. Like,
Why you ask me what? Like, I'm in the wrong. I'm looking at you.
like, he told you this man shifted the whole. I ain't even people. That's hilarious. This man shifted his whole paradigm, and he was like, "What?"
You're not hot.
I'm so sick of y'all.
I am, but
It's hotter outside than it is in here. So.
yeah, I am, but I'm not like sweating hot. But yeah, that kind of just threw me off.
Congratulations on 3 years, y'all.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, he had.
I could
Sorry.
see why she asked that question.
Yeah, definitely can.
Is the person
And that's why
who
I wasn't tripping.
asked him, do they know you?
Yes.
Okay, well then
I feel
that's
like
like
if I
wild.
know
That's
you
just
and
wild.
I'm
MTS. This is MTS. You know me, so they know
Oh,
me
so
for
they
6
didn't- yeah, for
months.
a very
You know
short
what I'm
period
saying?
of time.
It's very
Like,
possible
yeah.
you came out
okay.
since then and
Right.
they missed it.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
That
And
kinda
very
makes
possible
sense.
I ain't come out at all. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's like he could just be trying to say it through Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So like
That's a
he
weird
hit me up.
action.
He was just like, yo, he was like, bro, just don't tell her I told you. I was like, now you put me in a difficult position because I want to go over there first of all and be like, you know dang well I'm not gay.
well, no, she didn't.
But yeah, because of the tweet. But like, I can explain. Like, it ain't like I can't explain. Like, she could have hit me up and be like, yo, what's up? And I would have been like, yo, I
She
thought it was
would
wild.
never ask.
No.
Of course
No.
not.
Yeah,
but
definitely
and then
not.
I would.
Yeah.
But then I would. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. If she asked me directly, I probably would have been mad. But because he was like, why did she just ask me this? And then was like, and then I was like, wait, what tweet was it? Because he said that it was because of a tweet. I was like, what did I
thinking
tweet?
of things you tweeted.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
what did I tweet? And then he took the screenshot, and then he sent the screenshot, and I was like, oh, let me go like that right now, because I read it, and I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
People need to see
Now,
this. And then I'm like, wait,
now
you're
it's
probably thinking.
That one's very specific because of the angle of the whole backdoorism and then because of it. So that one
And it was
I understand.
very vivid,
but
too.
I
It
do
was
have...
like
I have
descriptive.
a similar experience sometimes where like sometimes women will tweet things I think are funny that are based in like a woman's sexual experience, and I will retweet those things because the joke is still funny,
right?
Even though I can't relate to it. And I have never had anybody like think anything of it, but sometimes during those moments I'd be like, I hope they don't think like I'm saying like for me, like I don't even have a coochie. But then like it's also like not good because like you know, a lot of gay guys be like just saying that they got coochies and they don't, but they'll refer to, you know what I mean?
That's the Gucci.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So then I'm like, oh, maybe, you know, but it be
I can't even say Gucci the same. Like
that was very crazy.
You
and
just made up.
what's up?
Out of the 3 years that y'all have been holding down media arts and entertainment, is there a topic that you think that y'all have not afraid but cautious about tackling? Because y'all have tackled some.
The alphabet community.
Rape.
Cautious?
I don't feel like it was. I don't feel like we were cautious in it.
I don't
like.
Yeah, I don't know if
We
it's
did. I don't
cautious
wanna
or if
say
it's something
cautious,
that we
but like-
haven't like. I think there are subject matters that we haven't like dedicated like a long amount of time or like a very head-on central themed episode about.
But I mean, I think we've touched base
Yeah,
on pretty much about
We've
everything.
definitely talked about it.
Like,
Yeah,
Because
I
we
don't think
talked
there's
about-
anything we've avoided completely,
Yeah.
but like I don't like. I mean,
I feel like we're cautious about everything. Because for the most part, we do understand that, you know, like Christian said, there's people who are in different communities, marginalized communities.
Are those good?
That are, you know, that have feelings. And, you know.
Their feelings.
Okay,
Just kidding.
how he quoting you and then you renege on the quote.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And then even when you're not talking about stuff like that, just people in general, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time when you're giving your thoughts on something, it's very easy for somebody to hear something and get offended because it can just, you know, just the words in that line sentencing will, you know, trigger them, but that's just because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily our intention to do so. But when you're in media and when you have a microphone in front of you, you have to, the same way Cat Williams says, like, if you have to offend people to try to get people to laugh, then you're not funny. So the fact that this whole cancel culture thing is happening, it's because you probably was never funny. So now that you feel like you have to adapt and you can't like make jokes to that don't make people upset and make people laugh, then you're not good at what you do. If you can't sit in front of a mic and talk like with kindness, but also the truth, then you have no reason to be in this type of position. Because that's really like, you're a manipulator. Like if you can't tell somebody the truth without kindness, like that's brutal. You know what I'm saying? I used to weaponize the truth like that when I was young, and it used to be like, oh no, I'm just blunt, but like nah, like that's not okay.
Is Kevin Hart funny?
Yes. I'm tired of you know what's something I'm very tired of? This is God's favorite, least favorite for this week. Revisionist history. And very specifically, the way that the internet has somehow amplified revisionist history while also being like the thing that makes it so that nothing ever dies. It's quite the paradox. But I have watched, and I've watched it specifically with entertainers and sports. I've watched people rewrite history and say things or narratives that clearly were something when they happened, just say the exact opposite. And not even like, oh, we felt this way then, but now we feel. No, people are like saying that like then this is what people were saying. No, it's not. I was there. You're lying. That's not true. Like, and it's weird because it's like on one end, you can do or say anything on the internet and it'll be 14 years later and oh, here's that screenshot. You know that nothing ever dies. It's on the internet. The internet's forever. But at the same time, it's also like the internet's created such a short, as a way it's done with short attention spans. I feel like our memory span is the same, and it's like people are just like, oh, I don't remember how that actually happened, so I'm just gonna spin the narrative and leave it the way that I want or feel. And it just is, it's wild to me. Like, no disrespect, right? Because like I understand like a lot of like the recent criticism.
Good.
Oh,
And the
with
first
draft?
pick, they got the first pick. They drafted Drake London, who's the like third or fourth best receiver in the class.
Now you were interrupted.
I understand, especially recently, like that he's like garnered a level of criticism with between like people didn't think he was good in the little things. They thought he was terrible in House of Gucci. I still haven't seen that.
Wait, who?
I'm gonna get to it. And then like Morbius, like being riddled as terrible, and so Jared Leto. And then now it's like this thing, like Jared Leto could never act. That's cap.
That's cap.
That is cap. When Requiem for a Dream came out, when Mr. Nobody came out, when he got the Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club, we were not saying Jared
But
Leto
he
couldn't
could-
act.
yeah,
He
whatever.
stepped in the Met Gala though.
He did. Hilarious. But
I
like,
bet.
and like if you have like your opinions about Jared Leto because of 30 Seconds to Mars, or you have your opinions about Jared Leto because of the believed 30 Seconds to Mars cult that there is, or you have what, like that's all fine. But like when there's conversations about like his acting, and even if you want to talk about now, if you want to talk about, oh, his Joker was bad, I agree. If you want to talk about how Morbius was trash, I haven't seen it, but I know it is, so I agree. Like,
Very
if you
trash.
want to talk about these things, like hats off, that's fine. But don't then be like Jared Leto could never act.
Yeah.
That's not, and don't also make it seem like that's what we've all been saying in maybe you, yeah, cool. If you stood on the Jared Leto could never act train forever, you watched Requiem for a
yourself?
Dream and was
Yeah.
like, that man can act, sure. But that's not the truth. Like, Jared Leto has some very phenomenal performances in his filmography, and even beyond that, he's not one of those people who the entire time they were climbing, we were like, he's not that good. That's not the
Yeah.
truth. And I'm just like, I watch revisionist history happen in real time, almost on a daily basis, and I just be like, who's allowing y'all to be the people who are writing these internet narratives? Because you are literally just lying. Like, you are looking at the past and you're being like, I'm going to make you what I want it to be.
Because the little things, his acting wasn't bad. The movie was just bad.
Well, a lot of people felt like he was bad in it.
I didn't think so.
I don't agree either, but a lot of people felt like he was bad in it.
Can't say anything about.
Was he
Morbius,
who
haven't
died
seen it.
in the
No,
little things?
He was.
Yes, he was.
Well, that's a spoiler.
What is some movie? I've
This
never seen
movie
it
is almost
before.
2 years
I've never
old.
heard of that
So?
before.
What if you don't have
It was
HBO
on
Max?
HBO. Yeah.
You
I
It was
guess
one
I'll
of
watch
those.
that.
No, you poor.
I did.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna
HBO
say.
Max was expensive. It was $15. They just got it
Yeah.
down to $9.99.
What's good with Netflix?
Wait, the regular one's $9.99.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that, but I had the $14.99 one, and then I reduced it to $9.99. But like, I didn't know that like everybody else had the $9.91. I thought everybody had the $14.99 one, and I was like,
What's the
having
difference?
I was having to humble myself and go back down to the $9.99 one.
That's funny.
The $9.99 one has ads, and the $14.99 one doesn't.
Oh,
But
man.
It's the same thing.
the
with
ad,
Hulu.
they're not like Hulu. Like, they don't OD with the ads at all.
Oh, so it's not like a full commercial break.
No, it may
Yeah,
be.
Hulu is ridiculous.
But like,
And they
if
have
you're
the
watching,
nerve to tell you how many you finna watch. 1 of 6. How they, and they don't split
I think-
up the time stamps. They just
I think
Yeah.
It's just counting down.
Hulu has
that's
live
to let
sports
you know
stuff.
like how much time you really got. Like, if you want to like go heat up the nachos or like use the bathroom. But
I could
But I don't
pause
pay
and do
to
that.
have a regular cable experience.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
I agree.
That's a
Like,
fact.
what?
I didn't even think
I
about
definitely
that.
agree.
Like,
I'll just watch
this
TV.
is whole stream. All right, let me put this in my pocket. I'm gonna drop this twice. I don't like that.
Since we on the topic of streaming, y'all see Netflix putting themselves in a pack completely.
I have.
Yeah, let me go ahead and
Netflix
finish
is
Ozark and
on
get up
the
out of there.
downfall
They are
right
rolling
now.
themselves
They are.
up in a
Yep.
wood and just like,
And they started out so good.
man.
But Netflix
Netflix
hasn't
is
been the
on
top
hold.
streaming that for a while, right?
but they got comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
They got
thing.
comfortable, and then even in the face of competition, they were like, we've had it on lock for so long, like nothing. But it's
You're
like,
dumb.
you're producing really bad content now.
Yep.
I'm
I
gonna
was
be
just
honest.
getting ready to say, how did they stay relevant through the pandemic? Because they wasn't even top through the pandemic, were they?
I think they were.
Because
Well,
I was rewatching things during the pandemic.
during the pandemic, they had a few joints that like
They were the first
Tiger
on the Netflix
King,
party.
Tiger
And that-
King,
that
Love
helped
is
them a lot,
Blind.
yeah.
They like had a
Yeah,
few
they did
things.
have
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
Love is
it was a
Blind,
lot
yeah.
of reality stuff, which is
The
why
reality TV shows
if
are
you're
good right
watching,
now, though.
like they're creating a lot of documentary and reality TV shows at an even higher clip. But I will say that, I don't know, maybe this year they were just like, yeah, 2022 is the year of the scammer. But all their documentaries, like their top documentaries, are just about scammers. It's just like they're not called scammers
Very
because
true.
they're white.
Yeah.
The Tinder swindler, scammer. Bad
The
vegan,
bad vegan,
worst roommates.
Scammer.
Like I
Yep.
thought worst roommates was gonna be about people like killing people. They just scammers. Like it's just a bunch of scam. I'm like,
That's not about killing people.
no. They just, unlike, I mean, it's a little bit more extreme than Tinder swindler. Like they be like verbally abusing the people too, but like
They just trying
be
to get money.
It's not even about just getting money. Like they taking advantage of
verbally
people.
abusing the people.
Oh, I thought it was like, what's that? Fear Thy Neighbor. Have you guys seen that show?
I've heard of it. I haven't
Okay,
seen
yeah,
it,
I
though.
thought it was like a documentary like that.
No.
Yeah, about
That's
crazy
actually-
neighbors like shooting their neighbors, stalking them.
That's like that
slashing their
video that we
tires,
seen when
yeah.
the black guy killed a neighbor in the street.
That wasn't a black guy. That was a white guy.
I don't know
He
what he
just
was. I
shot
don't
the lady.
remember.
Like
I thought it was a black guy.
no,
When
in the driveway,
yeah,
and he killed 2 people.
yeah.
That was a white guy.
Oh, that was a black guy.
Nah, bro.
I don't remember what he looked like, but I do remember the video.
Yeah, it
was
where
wild.
and he like yelled at her and was like, "You should have kept your mouth shut."
Something like that.
Yeah, that was a white dude.
How many times did you spin it back, brother? You know a lot of details.
I just have a good memory.
So do I. I don't remember all them details.
And you don't?
I remember it was in the driveway. I remember there was a truck. I remember him killing 2 people.
I
That's pretty much
remember.
it.
I
Where did that
remember.
happen?
It's
I
some
think it was like
off-brand
Michigan.
I
state.
don't know.
No,
You
I
said
think it was like-
off-brand state.
I'm pretty sure it was in like Michigan, bro.
Depending on where you are in a state, every state has off-brand quality.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Yeah.
anywhere
Like,
outside
Georgia
of
has a
Metro.
lot.
I think
Off-brand
California is
quality.
one
Like
of the
the
few
Brazelton.
states that like
Everything
the whole
outside of the
thing
perimeter.
doesn't
Yeah.
feel like California has such a long stretch of like main character energy, if you will, that it's hard to find the off-brand quality in California. But they probably like the most impervious state, and you can still find it there. But everywhere else, you can definitely end up in some off-brandism.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that off-brandism
Butts
usually
County.
be a sundown town, so be careful.
Paulding
Well, in
County.
the South, not in Michigan.
Hey, you never know.
Did y'all see that video of the thing in Paulding County or whatever it is? That diner.
Yeah,
The
Oh, yeah,
racist
I did see
diner?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to them. It's just
I don't
super
remember
racist.
which
He
Paulding.
said, "Shout out to them."
Oh my God. How you shout them out?
What
Bruh,
diner?
they not going to heaven.
I don't
Like,
remember the
You
name.
gotta start finding your victories here on earth, bro. Like you gotta really start finding them.
It's a
like,
diner that like it's a town. It's not just the diner. It's a town. Basically, it's just mad racist. Like they
Yeah.
have
just uber
little
racist.
graphics of like people. Were they like hanging from like a hammock? Or, like,
Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
Klansman and like some other people like laying in a hammock.
Yeah, like it's just really racist. Like
What?
actual racist pictures and cartoons on their menus. Up like up on the walls
Yeah,
and
their
stuff.
messages.
There was a
You haven't seen it?
there was a pic.
No.
The girl took a picture of the person over the shoulder of the person they were with, and she was like, what is this nigga doing in here? You know what I mean? Like giving one of those looks. Like it's just.
It surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me when.
I gotta remember, the color purple
I'm like, y'all are
was-
still going this hard
The
against
color
black people?
purple took place in Forsyth County, Georgia. So
She said she just had to go make sure. The
Color purple is a work of
Yeah.
It's like 15.
it is fiction, but where does it take place?
I'm just saying.
That place ain't fictional.
You making it sound like the color purple was like a historical event.
No,
like
I'm
Black Wall
talking about
Street
the
or something.
story, like the story coming from the from.
The 76ers won.
I was saying Forsyth County though was getting a
Yeah.
lot more black people.
Huh? What'd you say?
he said the 76ers won.
I know, but what did you say?
I said Forsyth County though was getting a lot more black people.
Okay.
I lived there for 3 years. They're
In my head,
from the
I
first
heard
year
76ers
to now,
are getting a lot more
it's
black
like
people. 'Cause
at
you
least
said
20%
76ers, and then I
compared to
heard
like
black people.
2 when I first moved there.
Really?
That's actually a huge leap.
It was
That is a
there
great-
was
that
we
is-
were like the only black
So
people
they're
I saw
going
when
through
we
what
lived there.
Snellville went through when we got there.
I sent it.
Oh, thank you. It was white, like really white,
Snellville?
really.
We were the. I think there was like what 2 or 3 black people in our neighborhood when we first got there, if that.
You know how many years ago that was?
Yes,
23.
yes,
Dang,
yeah, a long time ago. But
that's
like,
crazy.
yeah, our neighbors were white.
Dang, I'm old.
Y'all have
Like
lived
our
in the
next door
same
neighbors
house
were white,
for so long.
Then they
I
got out?
cannot relate.
and then the next people there, they was black.
You know
Then
what's
after that, they
you know
was
what's
black.
very funny?
People across the street, white. They still there though.
Not to like isolate y'all or whatever, but I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine who has lived in the same house his whole life. He's the same age as me. He's 23. Well, he's 24 now. And I remember just being like, that's like your family home, right? And he was like, yeah. I was like, how did you guys like come to that or whatever? Like, when did your parents move there if you've been there your entire life? And he was like, oh, well, that's the house my dad grew up in.
Wow.
And he was like, he just like came back home, and like after a while his parents clearly stopped working but lived there until they passed, and like he was an adult living there, and then he got married, his mom, and he's like, and I was like, oh, so this is, well, how long did like your grandparents own? He was like, oh, I think my grandfather moved in when he was like 17.
Wow.
And I just was like, there's a level of, not that this is like some like, but there's a level of like privilege of like having one place
Yeah.
Because it's
that
paid
you
off.
just call home.
Yeah.
And like can even exist in a passing of generations, nonetheless just, oh, I'm an adult and I've lived one place my whole life.
Yeah.
And I just was like, that's so
I cannot imagine
unfathomable
that.
for me.
Yeah.
I'm not even someone who's like lived a crap ton of places. I know people who've moved way more than me, and I'm just like,
Battle has moved like almost
What?
every year.
like
I moved
you lived
every
in
single
one
year
place?
of elementary school, every year in middle school, 2 high schools.
That's actually crazy.
Like that's
literally
like
every year a different school.
that's wild.
I
And
had
then
to
you
move
just
up
like
to
people,
make money.
just people like,
I went to Alfreda High School for my first 2 years. Then I moved to Gwinnett.
I didn't know that.
You weren't in high school. I was. I was about to be like, how didn't you was gone? That's why.
good.
True.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're still on, but we just want to shout out Max exclusive, New Breeze.
Thought you was about to say
360.
Lucius.
We
Say
already
what?
said the MG Glow Party.
Terrence Howard here.
We want to shout out C Shine One and Everything Sparkles. Those my sisters from
Wish
New
it was
York City,
K-Shine.
my bestie Satira and my little sis Tisha. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you
The
guys.
real Sean has just joined.
What's up, Sean?
We're in Chateau Thomas, so we want to thank Sean and Laquana for holding us down for these past few years
That's not a mole.
and giving us the space to record. And Lex Angels 24. has
Not a
joined.
mole, a skin
So thank
tag.
you everybody for coming through.
Appreciate
I
y'all
don't ever
for
get
sliding
one of
through the
those
live
things
with
from
us,
the game.
coming through.
Which is strange.
What is happening?
Really?
I
Showing
turned
his
away
skin
for
tag.
half a moment, and
have
what
a
I turned
skin
around
tag.
to is like, what?
And you know, like it's on this side. The skin tags, like the little, it's like a small little piece of skin that just hangs off.
No,
I don't know how to explain it, bro.
I ain't never heard that phrase ever in all of
Never heard of
lifetime.
a skin tag before?
No,
It's literally just
Just
skin.
a
That,
little, yeah,
it's
just
a
like a
small
little
piece of
piece of-
skin that just protrudes, and it's like
People
it-
getting like lasered off and stuff.
yeah.
Never heard of it.
okay. So what are some things that you guys are really anticipating, whether it be like movies, video games, TV shows, music?
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
Doctor Strange.
Future.
Kendrick.
What's the name of his
Kendrick.
album?
I never liked
I
you.
never liked you.
Oh, I never liked you. Not I never really liked you.
It's gonna be good, but
Yeah, it is.
He's
It's about to, we about to
They
have
got two
catfish
Drake
for the
features.
rest of the year.
it's
dude.
so irritating.
I'm
really-
mad that he wasted the Gunna and Thug feature on For a Nut. Like,
Wow.
What?
For all you know, that song's gonna be super hard.
it probably is, but I'm just like, it just doesn't. That doesn't sound like the song I want to hear from them right now. Like,
Well, you
I
realize
just
that-
got Pushing P from y'all,
and that's probably
it's the
came from the
vein.
same sessions.
Like, I probably, but it's like, yo, I want to hear like peeping out the window, like,
But
and share my wrist, like,
that's not what
Crazy,
That's not
like-
what they're on right now.
I know, and I'm mad. They on
What
peak.
else is
You know
even
what I'm
happening
saying?
this year? I ain't looking forward to nothing else. I'm so serious.
that was the
Like-
most.
What else is really happening?
I mean,
Love
there's
and
things
Thunder.
happening
I'm
this
getting
year.
hired.
Yeah, Thor, Love
I'm
and
getting
Thunder.
hired on permanently at my job, so I'm gonna have state benefits in the second. Word two. I just threw up gang signs. I'm sorry.
That's pretty huge.
Only do it.
I just threw up gang signs. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Do it.
Where's
Yes,
God?
he will. Also, ain't nobody gonna watch this, so ain't nobody gonna know. But my boss be making jokes and stuff about him leaving and whatnot, and I'm just like laughing at him because, of course, you know they're funny. But the other day in the truck, this man looks at me and was like, you know, this guy. We was talking about another gentleman that works under him. He was like, you know, this guy wants my job because he really cozying up to my boss for real. But I'm gonna leave here eventually, and when I leave here, I want you to have it. And like he said that, and I heard it, and I was just like, oh, okay. But then like I was thinking, I was like, yo, this man just said he wanted me to be the director of facilities at Georgia Gwinnett College.
Wow.
I don't want to do that right now. Like, I'm gonna be honest. He wants me to take a position as the second shift team lead, which basically with my coworker that I work with now, the one that's hired on permanently, the only one out of, well, them two, and then it's me. What he does, I would basically just do that at a later time in the day. And it's cool. I would get a raise. I would be making a lot more money, but it just is. I can't do it because I would have to go from working Monday through Friday from 7 to 4 to Tuesday to Saturday from either 9 to 6 or 10 to 7, which wouldn't be a problem for me if this summer specifically I wasn't planning on getting back into my open mic, pop out to perform, put a face to the music bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, and already having to work another job coming up at Phantom to try to, you know, just get myself back right financially. If I get home at 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm not going to want to do anything. And I'm not even going to be able to have time to get ready to go downtown because most of these are going to be downtown. I'm not going to be performing that nowhere in Snellville. I know that. So, you know.
Snellville Demons.
Ain't not a thing. There ain't a
Gonna be at the
lounge in
gas
Snellville.
station.
Exactly. I'm gonna be up at
Snellville.
Empire Lounge right outside with the same man that be cooking on that grill
be
every
lit
night.
over
Don't
there.
nobody go there.
Don't sleep on Empire.
I ain't gonna lie. I have a homegirl that worked there,
It's a
and she
movie.
seemed to be lit every Monday
a
when
movie.
she says
Every
On a Monday?
yes, because she does something specific on Mondays. Like it's like her, like she always be like, you know what it is, you know what day it is. It's so and so Mondays. Like I don't be knowing though.
Okay.
But yeah, like you know what I'm saying. It's a lot going on. I'm happy, but I'm just like, man, I don't know if I could work on Saturdays, bro. Like, and I would have Monday off, but I don't want that to be a non-productive day. Because then that's what it would become. It would become my Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like.
But wouldn't it be
quote,
up to you if the Monday was productive or not?
Yes, it would be, but I know it wouldn't be.
Well, then that's a you thing.
Yes, it is, but it also is something that I know about myself at least.
Well,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like I'm thinking ahead. Like I do know for a fact that I'm gonna lack
What's
motivation.
wrong with Monday becoming your Sunday if Saturday is becoming your Friday?
What would be wrong specifically for me is just the fact that like mentally I'm prepared already. Like I'm in the groove of waking up early. So like it's okay if I get home at midnight and have like maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I can deal with that. I feel like if I end up staying out like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, knowing that I don't have to be at work till 10, that's gonna start to mess with me like productivity wise, because I work better when I get up early. And if I don't get up early, I end up just, you know, kind of, and I'll do it a little later. And keep doing that until the day is over. And I'm like, dang, now I have to do it tomorrow. And I could have done it, but I didn't do it because I'm lazy. You know, I don't know.
And
I
all
know
of that is different just because of what time you wake up?
Yes. No, just because of what time I wake up and what time I get home throughout the week. Because most of the open mic nights in the places that I'm gonna end up going to, like the ones that like my friends go to and have been telling me to come to, all of those start at 7:30, like, and that's when the doors open. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, if I'm getting there, if I'm leaving work, which is Lawrenceville, getting back to Snellville at 7:30 ish, because knowing these people, they definitely will work me up until the time. You know what I'm saying? Because they just terrible people. Anytime we do anything with anybody up that is considered a dignitary, we miss part of our lunch. Every single time. They will hold us because they don't care, because their lunch is whenever they decide to do it and however long they decide to have it for until they want to come back. They scroll in at 10 o'clock yawning with their coffees and they little luggage suitcase rolling bags with their work and stuff in it, just, you know, just moseying on in while we done set up 3 events already since 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, I'm talking about These white people at work now.
We got Drew from church on.
Shout out. The big
She said
pianist.
What?
The big pianist.
Remember Bakari
Bro, don't
from
say
our,
that.
the red carpet?
Don't say that, bro. Come on, bro.
I see.
You
I get it now.
Come on,
But that's what he is. That's the name of it.
bro. That's mad.
Shout out to
weird.
the big musician that does everything, and he also plays the piano.
Bakari's on.
Who?
Remember Bakari?
Blockton?
Yes, my dog.
What's up, Bakari?
Did you say the black dude?
Mike.
I said Blockton, his last name.
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. Oh, I know who that
Mike
is.
Wazowski.
I know.
What?
I know who that is.
Curtis Elliott.
It's this older sister of Tyler's cousin,
Okay.
who's also Tyler's cousin. But
Carolina.
It is.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. What's up?
Why are Chris Brown and Lil Baby going on tour?
Why?
because why not?
Yeah, why not?
That just
I'm almost positive that's what they said. Like,
Bruh.
why not?
Bruh.
A lot of
Do you
people
know
are gonna
how-
go to that concert.
I'm gonna be
It's gonna
honest, bro.
super sell out.
I am
Yes.
fiending. I have to get some tickets. What? Nah.
Breezy.
And
My
Wham.
inspiration for music and like one of my favorite artists right now. Yes, sir. I'm there.
I know Chris Brown's set gonna be crazy though.
It's gonna be stupid.
Absolutely.
Let that man go back into his chucking up the deuces. I'd be crying.
That's a little weird.
I'm definitely not gonna be crying. About it.
That's a little weird.
I just hope Lil Baby has performance tracks and he's not rapping over himself. Cause I hate
Wait,
that.
why?
Almost every rapper raps over themselves
I
Literally.
hate that.
these days. It's just
Like
Christian.
get a performance track.
it's the new
Christian,
normal.
I want you to rap a little
Just what
baby
it
verse before this most recent his switch up, because like he's now starting to rap in a way that's real laid back and relaxed, and it's like he's spit.
Shout out my label. That's me. Oh,
But if you, I know even with my lung capacity, I couldn't do a Lil Baby show. Like of all old music, nah, bro. He fill every bar with a bar. Ain't no breath. Like ain't no breath, like at all. And he's not like Vince, who has breath control and can rap for a long time. He's stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like he freestyle. Okay, punch me in. Do it again. And then boom, you got the whole song. But it's pieced up. And it's a whole bunch of breaths.
Pieced up is hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Verbiage.
it's like, yeah, nah, I wouldn't do it either. It's like Favi. Favi can't rap his verses. Favi has to pause and let parts just go.
I've been spoiled
And then
by
come
Drake
back.
Hove and J. Cole, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah. But again, they're like things are just different. It's just a changing of the guard, and majority of the rappers who are running the game right now
Actually, 21
Are
Savage didn't. He had
not using performance tracks.
he had performance tracks.
When I first saw 21 Savage, he was trash.
Yeah,
I saw him at the very beginning of his
his
career, though.
shows have
Yeah.
drastically improved. I
Yeah,
used to hear
'cause
that he just stood in one spot and let his
yes.
homies bounce around behind him
He
while
had like
saying
20 of his entourage on stage.
yeah,
and he just
that's
Yeah.
what
He
I
kinda
heard.
did, and did the same
things
thing
have-
just without the entourage. It just had a screen and fireworks.
He was
running.
moving.
Well, yeah, he didn't stand in one
Where
spot.
did you guys see him?
Yeah, I used to hear he
Phillips-
literally
Wood
stood in
Cole,
a single
Oh, okay,
spot.
yeah. He was not at Phillips. We was at the
Yeah.
Tabernacle.
But he
Not
wasn't
even
moving too
Tabernacle, it was
much
smaller
because
than
he was on that platform.
No, when he came down, he was.
He came down. He did come down.
You thirsty? Please grab a Sprite. None of you said
Spinning
Multiverse
every
of
night,
Madness.
back to back,
You
back to
said
back, back to
absolutely
back.
nothing, and you said being added full time to your job. So those are the things y'all looking
Yeah, so
for.
I could get state
Those are the
benefits.
only things y'all looking
I
forward
can't
to.
even think that far ahead to know what else is happening this
You
year.
don't
Oh, I'm
have to
going
be
to a
far
wedding
ahead.
in
It could be
June.
like tomorrow
In Jamaica.
You going to a wedding in June in Jamaica?
Oh, that's
Shout out
lit.
to
That's
dog.
nice. Who's getting married?
My friend Lavelle
Shout out
Mazel tov.
and his
Valley.
fiance, well, now wife, they got married legally, so
So wait, the wedding.
I always
they
think
got
that's so
married before the wedding?
uneventful.
that's what people do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it depend. The time frame can like be very close or very long.
Yeah,
Like
you can do it the day before.
Yeah,
or-
my homie, older sister just got married. No, older cousin just got married, and like they did it that morning.
Oh.
And then they went, got ready, and then did the wedding.
Did
like
the ceremony.
See,
Yeah.
I'm old school. I don't want to see you on the wedding day till I see you walking down the aisle.
You see, I'm old school.
You just don't have to see them in a dress. You can still see them.
I, Steve.
No, I thought it was you just don't see them at all.
I thought it was you can't see them in the dress.
No, you don't see them at all that day. You're not supposed to see them at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't want to see you.
I've
Was
seen
that
you
bad
live my
luck, or
entire
was
life
the
before the
affair?
wedding. What you
What
mean?
they want to do? They don't stick to them rules no more.
Yeah, 'cause now
Why
it's
should
like
they? 50% of
Exactly.
marriages end in divorce.
Let's
It's
take some
mine and
shots
yours.
real quick.
Oh my gosh.
No? Okay.
That was
What? That's truth. Me and Tyler was just having that conversation the other day.
What?
He was because he was showing. Well, I don't know if I should say this, but he was just saying how like jokingly or whatever about a beautiful celebrity, like this the one I'm gonna marry. This the one I'm gonna marry. And I was like, I see. He was like, I already told moms and everything. He was like, now you see, like I recognize, like I didn't say this the one I'm gonna be with forever. Like, this the one I'm gonna marry. And I was like, hey, that's real.
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
is what it
50%
is.
of marriages end in divorce. It's either yours or mine. Like, let's do the numbers. And so he was like, absolutely, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Like, it's how it rolls sometimes. Like,
that's so sad.
I really feel like it ends up like that because I feel like in the older generations, everybody was just like, oh, y'all pregnant, you get married.
I think that,
And then everybody was like, but I don't like her.
I'm gonna also be honest, man. I'm gonna tell the truth. Cheating or affairs being the only reason to get a divorce is very new.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's like the past 10 years new. Like, it
Yeah,
ain't
nah.
even like, it's very new.
Nah, facts.
It's very new.
Because they were staying.
They
It's
stuck around.
very new,
and also
gang.
was bucking back.
You was staying through a baby or 2 or 9. They were staying. On both
Remember,
ends,
Johnny
but
Gates.
especially the
grandparents
women, they were
We're
staying.
never together, but they had trailers right next to each other. They lived right next door the whole life until my
Wow.
granddad died. I'm so serious.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yes.
Why
They
not just
lived
get
right
married
next-
at that point?
That's
They
crazy,
didn't, they
bro.
didn't
Why
want to
would
get married.
no?
They
But
didn't
why?
get together, but they lived next to each other for their
No.
whole life.
Like at that
That's
point,
wild.
you
We
might as well just get
gonna
married.
be
'Cause
right
he
here,
wanted
but
to
I'm
be near his
still
kids. They was in West Point,
Yeah.
Mississippi. It's a small town. Where else is he
sound
gonna
like
go?
right.
Nowhere.
But yeah, exactly. They stayed there.
Right, I'm gonna be here because you got my kids, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna have other folks in this trailer. Just
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Because I could just get in a mailing. So who is that? None
It's
of your
my-
business.
It's my trailer. This ain't your trailer.
She calling me. Who that over there? I just see her, man. Let me close the
I seen the
thing.
headlights.
Is that a Kia Altima outside?
Yep.
That's
Did they even
crazy.
have
Why
Kia
your
Altimas
bedroom
back
light
then?
on? It's 2:00 in the morning. Why is you up?
Nah, yeah, man. That's really new. To go back to the question that my mom braced us with, not like that this is something I feel like we've avoided, but I brung it up kind of jokingly before we went on air, but like I do think that like drugs is a conversation that like we've like drugs as like an item or like different drugs have
Why does
come
NFL
up
not?
in the midst of like us talking about things where they're relevant, but I don't think like we've ever like sat down and just like discussed drugs in a very like
In
not
what way would we be
We should
discussing
do like
drugs,
a dare
though?
thing.
Do a what thing?
A dare.
We should do a test.
No, the DARE. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, gonna do a campaign against drugs?
Yeah.
Are we
I don't-
anti-drugs?
I don't know. I don't know if that's my stance.
Wait, what? Who?
Which drugs? Just don't do cocaine.
I don't know if that's my stance
a lot
either.
of people, yeah, a lot of people do cocaine.
I got a lot of friends doing
an
coke right now.
alarmingly amount.
I'm in the.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I'm in theater.
I apparently
Well, that's
was
what
in a
Nancy
house
was telling
with
us
cocaine
while she
in it,
was
and,
going crazy.
I ain't know.
Wait, what?
What?
I probably shouldn't tell this story on.
Yeah, don't.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
not telling this story.
Yeah.
I will tell y'all, but not y'all.
All right,
Till
cool.
1:30.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like an hour 30.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what you mean? It's 10:00.
Boy,
Like, man,
please.
dang, work been really whooping me for real.
That man saying I woke up in the day. I'm really looking forward to a lot of things. You guys know I have like many interests in things. Of course, the GOAT is coming back. Kendrick's album is probably
GOAT.
like
Yes.
That was my second thing I did.
Surprise us all.
Kendrick's album is gonna be phenomenal.
What if it's trash?
It's
not going to be.
and that's just
There's no way.
that's just kind of how certain people
who-
work.
Hey.
Is that it's not.
What's your beef? What's your problem?
Now I do think that the internet, specifically Twitter, is going to overwhelmingly call it mid the moment it drops.
Yep.
Just because of how long we had to wait for it, and that's
Yep.
just what people do.
I just know my life is about to get drastically better.
Because of
Absolutely.
the album?
Yeah, it usually happens. And
Really?
usually, yeah.
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly, my life got really good.
Interesting.
That was 2015 too. That was like,
Okay, so what about Damn?
it got better for a second, and then stuff started happening. But this was well after Damn had dropped, so like I had already internalized it, and like the good was there. So when the stuff started happening, the album had been out for like a few months.
Good for you. I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to Nope. The Jordan
out
Peele
June?
movie, July 22nd.
That's gonna be good.
There are a lot of movies that were my highly anticipated movies for the year that are already out, but I haven't seen them yet, so I'm still looking forward to them technically.
What have you not seen?
A lot. I haven't seen Ambulance. I haven't seen The Northman. I haven't seen
gotta see The
Everything
Northman.
Everywhere All
I
at
wanna see that
Once.
too.
What's the North? Is that the one where
About the
The with the Vikings, bro.
Yes.
Swinging swords and whatnot.
Yeah. I also want to watch The Bad Guys, even though Awkwafina's
I
in
haven't
it.
seen Batman yet either.
The Bad Guys was actually cute. I took my sisters.
I really want to
was
see
cute,
it.
yeah.
And what's that about?
It's an
about-
animated movie about
yeah.
animals that are bad, and then
They're
they
trying
get
to
caught,
be
so they
good,
gotta
yeah.
go good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I feel
cute.
like I'd seen the trailer for that.
And Santira from New York said these young adults are speaking.
Thank
I
you
thought
very
she was about to say
much.
we're drunk. I say we're not.
Not yet.
We
No,
are
just kidding.
not.
Speaking, I'm looking forward to reading more. I really want to read more this year, and I haven't gotten off to the best start. But like,
Don't kill it.
I really feel like I'm in my.
too late?
I'm about to hop in my reading bag for
Okay.
real, and I'm looking forward to. There was another thing. I can't remember it though. Well, I guess those are the. Oh, I'm looking forward to finishing my play, but I don't know when that'll be. Knowing me,
How far
August
along are
this
you?
year.
I'm on the 4th scene of the first act, so not very far.
Huh, okay, yeah. You
It's a
got
lot
little-
farther than you
got-
were when you gave it to me.
That's true, but
So progress is progress.
yeah,
I have a question for y'all before we dip.
Yeah.
Would you guys rather make $30 million a year working 80 hours a week, or would you rather make $90,000 a year working 20 hours a week?
the second one.
9K a year, absolutely. Yep.
Thank you.
I'm good with
Thank
90K.
y'all.
I'm gonna be
happy.
100.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
There's no number that's getting me to work 80 hours a week
Ever.
on a clock. Now, if it's 80 hours, because the lifestyle or cool, 80 hours, like I go
That's
to a
double
location and
shifts.
work for 8.
You got me
double
messed
shift.
You
up.
can die
that's
slow.
3 shifts because that's triple shifts because that's 3 days. That's 72 hours plus.
No, if you're working 40 hours a week, that's regular shifts. That means for those 5 days, you work double shifts on those 5 days.
Oh, I thought it just
Depends
meant
on how
80
your
hours a
schedule's
week.
spread
But
out,
double
but yeah.
shifts is 16 hours.
Ain't nobody working 16 hours.
Yeah,
If you like a full like 2,
Oh.
because if you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week,
So
that's
it's
40 hours.
quadruple?
So you're right. You'd be working double, but you'd be working 16 hours each day. You can't physically do that.
Yeah.
So they would have to cut it in a way like where you're working
mean,
you're probably working like anywhere from 10 to 12 on
Because don't
6
nurses
days.
do what they do, 12 hours?
Yeah, a lot of times
Yeah.
they do 12-hour shifts.
But they're not
also
working
have work
5 days a
schedules,
week.
Yeah, they
right.
do. They're 3
Yeah.
days on, 2 days off.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Yeah,
the
nah,
devil's
give me my
alive.
90K,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna be good
because
with my
90K
90K.
is more than enough
Come
for me
on.
to
Oh,
live
shit.
a
Way more than
cute
that.
little
Bro, I'm
life.
10,000 away
90K?
from 100. I'm, bro.
Yeah, it's
on
like
me.
I can go on vacation. I can have a nice car.
If I started
I'm
making
flipping.
90K right now, I'd act different before I'd even got the money.
But
No
I'm
cap.
flipping.
They
big
wouldn't,
fat.
they wouldn't even be able to. They'd
Man.
smell me coming.
Hey, since we're on this
You think
topic,
it don't stink? It don't. Not with this
don't.
much money around.
people say money don't make you happy.
No, money
Yes,
can't
it
buy
does.
They
happiness.
say money doesn't buy happiness.
Yes, it can.
It
It
can
can
buy
buy
happiness
certain-
right now.
I think
Yeah.
it can buy things
Yeah.
that can make you happy. I
99%
don't
of
think
my
it can
problems
buy
can be
happiness,
changed
though.
if I
Your
have
Because
money.
internal, I feel
Yes,
like, man,
absolutely.
joy
Yeah,
and
it can buy
and I will
happiness
be
yeah.
happy.
are two different things.
There are two.
I don't know.
There are two reasons why people say that. One, because even people with extreme amounts of money still can go through extreme woes and just not be
Yeah.
happy in
So
life.
do poor people.
It doesn't help
Right.
you avoid life's
But
issues.
exactly.
Yeah.
And number
Yeah.
two,
It'll
because
help you pay for them though.
Yeah.
and here's the thing, right? You just said something that's very true of people, the average person. 99% of my problems are about money, right? You know, I always think about Dave Chappelle said passingly in that one special where he's like, I did something the average black man doesn't have the time to do. I thought about how I felt, right? Because like we don't have that we got to get to it. You're right. But what people fail to realize, mainly poor people or people who all 99% of their problems are in their lack of money, is that once those problems are solved, like once they get money, there will be new problems that arise that one, money can't either just like buy you out of, or B, that are specifically because you have more money. Like right now, I'm
money,
super
more
broke.
problems, like Biggie.
And because I'm super broke, nobody asks me for money because everyone in my life knows that I'm broke. But once I'm up, now all of a sudden you think you deserve my money. No, you don't. And so now I live on an island because everybody needed $10,000 for this investment idea, and I said, "You've never been smart. Why would I give you $10,000 to do anything?"
I think I'd rather have the issues and have the money.
You say that now because you don't know what the issues are.
Understandable.
True.
I think it's an understandable stance.
I
it
still
is.
have my money to fall
I
back
guess it
on.
depends on like your tax bracket,
True.
honestly, because I feel like that's like millionaire people problems.
Well, if I had my
like
$90,000
$500K or less, and I live like a 100K life, the niggas won't know I have that much money.
True.
You got 500K living a 100K life? See, the Lord told me 30, 60, and 100 fold, right? He didn't tell me. He didn't tell me 1/5, 20p. He didn't tell me that, right? So the only fifths I'm operating with is the fifth of the hen dog. I'm not. I'm not.
Said money can buy some happiness.
Yeah.
But you want to know what's
Joined.
you know what's
Shout
funny?
out hand of the
Go
former
do your
fifth
homework.
member.
Don't you gotta
funny-
study for finals or something?
What's funny is, bro. So one of the one of the white men at my job, this man says today, he was like, "Hey Andrew, you want to make some money?" I was like, "It depends on how."
Yeah, that's a crazy
Yeah,
first
I said
question.
it depends on what you about to say next. He was like, "Nah, this is what you do. First, get yourself $10,000." I just started laughing. I was like,
Where?
What do you?"
That's
sir,
how white people flip start. First, you get 10K.
Get you about $10,000, sir. What are you assuming I'm about to do with this information you about to give me? He basically just told me to invest in a hearing aid company because in about 30, 40 years, everybody who walks around with headphones in are gonna like have a lot of hearing loss. And I'm like, bruh, I make music. I'm gonna have hearing loss regardless. So I don't care. I'm gonna need one. So what you mean?
Ooh, invest in a hearing aid company.
Like that's
What?
not a.
Where's your 10K? We're working at the same place.
Bruh. Well, nah, he probably got 10K.
He
That's
think he
one of
did
the white
something with
men.
that?
Nah,
that advice?
He said he was giving you free
I just
game.
gave
Unless
him
you're
his.
gonna give me the
I
10K
gave him-
to invest,
I gave
really
him
don't
his
want to
courtesy
hear it.
laughs, and I took the table inside. That's what I was.
Yeah.
I had a table in my hand. He was talking to me. I was holding it. It was one of the light ones, but still, I didn't want to drag it because, you know, he a boss to somebody.
All right, my rapid outro question for this week was, if you could go back, so I mean clearly you can't go forward because we don't know what historical events are going to happen in the future. If you can go back in time to witness one historical event, and when I say witness, I don't mean like just, oh, I'm alive, like when it happened, like you were right there, first person witness to
Oh,
something
man.
that occurred. What historical event would you like to see?
Pompeii.
Okay.
I just want to see Mount Vesuvius blow up. That or
Moses parting the Red Sea.
yo, hey, this is my dog for real because
That's
that's literally
nice.
what I was about to say.
That's
what I want to see. that.
That's nice.
I don't think people understand
That's
the Red Sea at its
nice.
shortest.
I want to see that.
The shortest width is 300 miles.
That's nice. That's
I don't
nice.
think y'all
right
heard
there.
me. This man had over 1 million people with him.
He said
He had his entire nation. The shortest width of the Red Sea is 328 miles. Exactly.
I can come up with a crazy Red Sea bar.
With a 328?
No, I'm just thinking, if one of my
Don't
workers,
give it to him for free.
Nah, that'd be crazy. I'm gonna come up with it. I'm definitely about to come up with it because that thing crazy. Ooh, if I have my worker, I can see it now. Okay, Moses parting the Red Sea, Pompeii.
That's a tough question.
I know it's a crazy one.
That's a really hard question.
That
There's a lot of other stuff that I want to see.
or Nat Turner's first revolt. What kicked it off?
Your answers is
That's
very
very
alarming
intense.
to me. Like,
That's really intense.
it's like, this man don't want to see.
That's how I feel. Man. Try to get this Russia-Ukraine war got me
What?
lit.
Y'all seen that meme?
What?
Y'all seen that meme of the dude walking with the people fighting in the back, and it was
Yeah.
like Russia, Ukraine, my
Yes.
blacks. It's like,
No cap.
I'll just be like,
Exactly how, bro. You thinking?
it's a
lot of
question that
historical
provokes thought.
events. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I definitely want to see action. Like, I don't want to see nothing.
I want to see something that I can never see right now.
Yeah, I don't want to see nothing.
I feel that. Definitely Pompeii and Splendid Red Sea. Like, those are very much like singularity things.
Yeah.
I'm
Jesus
still
walk on water.
That'd be cool.
That's fire.
Yeah.
You'd be terrified though
That's fire.
at first.
Heck yeah,
I
I'd
would
be terrified.
Because they thought he was a ghost. Because there's a legend, like there's an urban legend
Or
about
the building
sea.
of the pyramids.
Oh, that's a
that'd be
good one.
But like, I want to
That's
come like
crazy.
I
one.
want to come
see how
like
that
midway through.
That's
like,
a crazy.
You know how like houses are in that state where like you can enter and it's not dangerous anymore, but it's like you can't live here yet.
Yeah.
That like I want to see from then to finish.
Because
I feel like
from the beginning.
from the beginning to then would be mad long. I feel like that's years. Like I feel like
Yeah,
that's at
it
least
is,
5-6
but
years.
You from the future. What you care?
Or maybe like the transition from like Bible times to like cavemen.
What do you mean?
Like,
You think cavemen came after the Bible?
yeah. No?
Christian, you think cavemen came after the Bible? So we
not?
had sailboats, we had chariots, we had colosseums, and then we figured out how to make fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I mean, God do work in mysterious ways.
Exactly.
but no, we don't
don't know
regress.
how it
But no, but you know the transition I'm talking about, like from
Yes, from
the
Yeah.
Bible times to like the end
It's-
of Revelations to
it's around the 1500s.
the next.
That's where you're looking for. Around the 1500s was when we start. When you start seeing exponential.
I feel like everybody's answers are better than mine, and maybe I didn't think about this well enough, and it's my question.
What's yours?
I had two. They're the same type of thing, just two different instances.
They're both going to be assassinations.
JFK and Abraham Lincoln.
I was gonna say JFK, but Ashton said I want to see something I can't see today. I've seen assassinations
But
today,
why
so
though?
They
Why?
both listen. I'm gonna be
Who's
100.
assassinated?
George Floyd was assassinated.
True.
Trayvon Martin was
That's not the
assassinated.
same.
These men were assassinated.
Yes, they were. But it's
stand
not
on
the
it.
same as his.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Those were. Those are people.
I
Who
doubt that people don't have to memorize the day that they got assassinated, and I had that as an exam question.
I don't know the day.
Well, two of
Okay,
them.
well,
Those
here-
two
So
were
Abraham's
definitely.
security was definitely lacking.
I was gonna say, those
Here's
two
my
were
reasons,
definitely present.
okay?
So
You guys know I am a thespian. I spend an inexorbitant amount of time in the theater, and not even as much as like people truly dedicated to it. And as traumatic as it may be, no grander event could occur than the president getting his brains blown out. That's just,
That's a fact, though.
Yeah,
And-
that's a stamp in time. It is.
bro, right before the climax. Bang!
Boom.
Straight in the balcony.
That's the
Everybody
climax.
looked because they thought something fell. Leakage. I was like, I could just imagine me telling the homies about it. Crazy. And JFK specifically because, you know,
you want to look on the knoll to see if it was somebody
come
over
on,
there?
man. I got to really know. You know, come on, man. It's too many
He's not
theories.
gonna be looking at him. He's gonna be looking where the shots came from.
All the theories got a little bit of, you know what I mean?
gonna
They
rewatch it
all
like
sound
6
like they could be
times.
real, man. I'm like, hold on now, man. All the theories sound like they could be so real. I think Magneto really did curve the bullet. Like, I think anything is possible, bro. So I gotta be there. I need to see it happen right then and there. Yeah, definitely those. But now that you guys are naming such better things, I want to think of like cooler.
Nah, those are still valid.
No,
I don't want you to.
I don't get Abe Lincoln, but I could get JFK.
Nah,
I really, like,
I
I
definitely
just-
I get Abe Lincoln because of how you're thinking about it specifically.
Like, bro, that's
like,
a story. Like,
yeah.
and then imagine if I have a little bit of breach, so I'm up there in them balconies too. I'm in a balcony, just nah. Then people start ducking. Why y'all ducking? Y'all not the president. He got his target already. This is I just, man, it'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
That would be wild.
Nah,
It would
that
be
would be wild.
bonkers.
It would be really wild.
Rest in peace to Penny, man. And you know what I mean? Shout out to also, you know, because when I thought about this, my brain immediately got flooded with assassinations, and I didn't want to see no black men be assassinated, so I just thought about the most significant white men be assassinated. And I was gonna put Archduke Franz Ferdinand, but I just feel like a black man
that
being
was
there,
that
they
was
would
a
have found a
wild
way
one.
to
Yeah.
blame me. To be like, he did it. How? He literally walked up to the car. What do you? So I'm gonna just.
Did y'all know Shawnee O'Neal dates a pastor? Pastor
even know who that
Henderson.
is.
Isn't she engaged?
I don't even know who that is.
Shaq's ex-wife.
Wow. Pastor Keon
Shaq
Henderson.
Well, dang.
Shout
Shaq,
out.
what you do?
What?
That
Bruh,
man
they've
sent
been
us
divorced for like
pastor.
2 decades.
Shawnee?
Shawnee O'Neal.
O'Neal.
They're married? She's married to Keon Henderson?
Why her name not Shawnee O'Neal
I'm about to
Henderson?
say, exactly.
Well, she's the bigger figure.
Yeah, I know, but still,
He doesn't wear a ring, though.
Mainly because
Where that in the Bible? Because ain't nobody talking about some bigger figures. Ain't nobody
and beyond
care
that,
about that.
I think for me it would be that was crazy. But I think it would be tough for me because it's like the playoffs is on right now. Like Shaquille O'Neal, like it's just a constant. Like I'm gonna need you to. I'm not even saying take it off. Her kids got that name, but you got to throw mine after it because
Like I gotta be there.
You gotta
so
get a
I-
hyphen.
like it's
not
I
even your
understand
maiden.
if she
Yeah.
was the
It's your
O'Neal.
first
I don't
marriage
know.
name.
My mom didn't change her last name when she got remarried to my stepdad. It's Gates Stevens.
But she,
And I approve.
Well, that's hyphenated.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, that's he ain't no Henderson at all.
like yeah, like
Well, it may be legally, but she ain't going by
I
it.
understand because she has still small children in school, and it's
Yeah, I'm
Small
like,
children
now
in
she,
school.
she was married for like 20
Small
years.
children in
before.
school.
She got
younger
one.
children in school.
she got
so it's
one
easy to
small
have the same
child.
Last name when you have younger kids.
All of her.
Yeah.
She
But he
got
doesn't wear a
grown
ring,
kids.
though.
Bro, she's Shawnee O'Neal and her.
No,
She's talking about my mom.
Oh. Well, we said that example was fine. We're talking about Shawnee.
Okay.
Throw that Henderson on there, man. Get a man some love, man.
Please, cuz.
Is Sierra's name
nice
Sierra
one.
Wilson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, huh?
it is.
I was asking if Sierra's name is Sierra
Like Beyonce
Wilson.
knows Carter.
But
Oh.
it's Beyonce knows.
BKC.
Did y'all see that? You know, Jay-Z has married somebody named BK, and
Yeah.
Pusha T somebody married
Named woman named Virginia.
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay,
married
because
Virginia.
I'm stupid. What is? I didn't really understand. what
Jay-Z's
it
from
was.
Brooklyn.
Oh,
And
that's
Pusha
what-
T's from Virginia.
I didn't know where Pusha T was from, so I understood the
I
New
feel
York
like he says it a
reference,
lot. But
I
he
heard
do.
Brambleton was a
but I
safe
didn't
space.
understand the Virginia.
Well, they looked it up and they said it was a suburb, but also someone brung up that
Gentrification.
Yeah, and it was just like he's not selling drugs today. He was selling drugs in the 80s and 90s, and Brambleton might not have been that tough.
Right.
I mean that like nice back then. Like
Yeah, I'm sure it
if
wasn't. Most places weren't that nice.
if you
back then,
if you look
yeah.
up. Is life safe on the Lower East Side of Manhattan? Now it's like, yeah, it's bustling with beautiful. But in the 90s, it was just filled with a bunch of crackheads that got kicked out of Brooklyn, and so they was shooting people in the face. Right.
yeah,
So
Pretty much.
it was like it just depended on the time frame. So that's what I saw some people say in response. Now it could have been safe back then, but either way, I don't care. Pusha T talks about selling cocaine better than everybody else. So
Exactly.
Except Jay.
So
yeah, except Jay. But I think that Jay, they do it very differently.
Yeah.
And I think that whereas Jay does it, I think objectively the best. I think that the way Pusha does it,
He's
just,
got such a
I
great
love it so.
rapping
Yeah,
voice.
I just
Like,
love
he
it so
just-
much. I'm just like.
like his voice is what gets me.
Pusha's like, to me, like, I mean, everybody won't get this reference, but like the feeling that Goods gives when he's battle rapping, like, I'm just cooler than you. The things that I like are superior to the things that you like solely because I like them. Like the things I did are doper than the things you did. Like he just gives me that feeling while
Is
I'm
he ever
listening
gonna
to his
battle
music.
again?
Yeah, I
who
think
Push?
Oh,
Goods.
Goods.
That's
Goods
why I
been
was like, when did Push?
Good's been calling out Surf, but
Surf don't
I
wanna battle
Yeah,
that
I don't
man.
think that's gonna happen. So I don't know when he's gonna battle again, but
I
I'm
feel
sure
like
he will.
Will's got bars for Surf too.
He does. You already know what it is, man. YSO Podcast for the youth, by the youth, being a voice to the youth by giving a voice to the youth. 3-year anniversary, man. 3 years we've been doing it strong. We plan to taking it bigger, better, grander, and greater. You know what I mean? You already know who I am. It's your boy.
I love to be annoying, but I
You
ain't
can
gonna
find me on Instagram at thevillain.5390. Find me on TikTok at the Goon of June. Find me on Twitter at RIP Lyons. It's your boy God's favorite.
The description.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ashton Gates with 2 S's.
You can follow me on Instagram at _sketchingmyshoe or at prodbyck.tve, or you can follow me on Twitter at _sketchingmyshoe. Duh.
Gang.
And follow the podcast on Instagram, YSO Podcast. Thank you for everybody who tuned in to the Instagram live. If you weren't able to make it, go ahead and tap into the Instagram live, because if you're watching this on the YouTube, there's gonna be things that you're gonna be like, well, they was talking to somebody else, I don't see that. Go watch it on the live and see that aspect, and then see it from this angle, and do all of those things. You know what I mean? Follow us on Instagram, YSO Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, YSO_podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube Youth Speak Out Podcast. Click the notification bell, and listen, here's what you need to understand.
The song already was turned, but here's
There's
a bell.
two types of people in this world. There's goldfish and there's go fish. We out.